Okay, during waiting to end of update, does anybody has other questions?
Yes, I have one question. Can we make this window bigger in order to make it more user-friendly for reader?
You mean this upgrade window?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can ping someone from front end, but anyway, I think we will going to rewrite and rework this update process completely in the future. But yeah, I will ping someone from front end side.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, I think it will be done in a few seconds. And yeah, great. And now let's check inventory. As you can see, list import is here, so everything is okay, and be running 2.22. Let's wait for end of request for current version.
While you're waiting for that version, Jiří, is there a recommended route for people who are, I saw this question a few times on the forums, is there a fix for that, or should the fix be just, we need to get you to 2.22? Is there something that they can do in place without having to upgrade, or no?
Yeah, without upgrade, here's workaround to re-add this, but you will need to do this after every restart. So it's really good to have 2.22 and it will be without any problems anymore. Yeah, as you can see, 2.22 and port is here, upgraded by UI. And that's actually it. So if you're running 2.19 with external exporter or any higher version, so please update.
Any questions to Jiří? No. Then I would like to ask Carlos to tell us about community PR reviews he made during last 2 weeks. What's interesting stuff, how it went.
Quick cleanup community pull requests. We've merged some of them. We have new features that we're going to release, like DBaaS that were added by third-party contributors. So our pull request is queue is clean.
Mm-hmm.
I have bugs, but we answer all the questions, we close bugs, and we close pull requests, mostly on MongoDB exporter.
And numbers, can you please provide numbers?
No, I don't remember the numbers.
No.
It was,
Okay, so let's agree that next time we will try to keep the record of this number, so then we can share it with people inside Percona. Okay. Then what we have next on our agenda is alerting have 2 from 3 planned ways to deliver alert templates. Palash. We have Palash here. Seems like not. Okay, let's move then to next review. Work in progress stuff. Custom Grafana plugins installed are not available after Docker await upgrade. Vadim, can you please show us?
Yeah, actually there is no more to show, but
the problem behind this request and where we are.
yeah. So we are Grafana have got some internal plugins that's provided by default. Also, some plugins added by during PMM installation, and it's still allowed to users to install their own plugins. And now when we prevented removing all plugins during upgrade, but only in case if it's done through the user interface. But if it's made in Docker way, so PMM server Docker is removed, so definitely all plugins are deleted, and during installation, only our plugins are added to Grafana. In order to fix this, we are moving plugin folder to the SRV partition in order to prevent removing all plugins by default. Definitely during the during to the update to the next release, anyway, it would be deleted because on the PMM data partition would not created such folder yet, and Grafana still would work with old location of plugins. But since next release, we will use new partition or PMM data partition, and all plugins would be survived during our updates.
Okay, thanks, Vadim. Jiří, I've heard you have something to say about Postgres exporter bug we have.
Yeah, about this bug here, it's nothing visible, but let me describe problem a little bit. It was in our Postgres exporter when you had slow or lagged network connection. Problem was caused by concurrent access in our Postgres exporter to resources here, like reading or writing to same variable at the same time. This can break exporter scraping, and metrics can be corrupted because of this. So it was needed to fix this to ensure proper running of Postgres exporter and valid metrics. That's actually it.
Any questions? If no, that we will jump into Fabio, who will tell us the story behind backup restore logs for Mongo.
Yep. Hi there.
Hey.
All right. So yeah, so we've been working with logs for MongoDB for the backups. So now, whenever you create a backup, you can actually check here the logs. We see them without having to manually refresh it, and then we should, after a while, start getting the logs for this backup in particular. Yeah, so there you have it. We also have these load newer buttons in case you wanna, because we're not loading every log, not to fill the memory with lots of logs, so you can load newer and other logs as you go. But anyway, when you stream it, you start getting your logs. There you have it.
I've noticed that the window becomes bigger and bigger while the progress goes on. Is there any limits?
Yeah, there's a limit. Yeah. At some point, you start having scroll in case it becomes way too big for the window, of course.
Yeah.
Is this available now that the process is done? Like, can you close that window and retrieve these logs for that backup?
Yeah.
Where's Vadim?
Does enabling that stream logs, does that persist like if you do another backup, or do you have to click that toggle again the next time?
Well, right now it's disabled by default. Well, we're still not sure about that, but in this case it's disabled and you can't enable it because we know that the stream is finished. So we are sure there's no more logs. So there's no benefit of enabling it and polling the server for logs.
Yeah.
I think the question is on the next backup. If I stream the logs on this backup and then open up the logs for the next backup, I would have to turn stream back on for that other one as well. It's not a universal setting.
Yeah, right now it's not. Yeah, it's always off by default.
Okay, might be a improvement request then, Barry.
Yeah, I think yeah.
On the other hand, you cannot enable something on this window, something global on this window. That would be even more misleading. So we would have to take it over to global settings and let the users configure it there.
Or maybe always stream the logs and just remove the buttons. Seems like what many people want.
Yeah, I would assume most people would want that.
Yeah, what is the reason to click this refresh button? Let's do it automatically, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see, like one suggestion throws away a bunch of things.
No, this is really cool. I'm just like, I don't want to click that button every time I go in there, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's the power of teamwork, you see, Barrett.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll note that.
I'll also
so sorry, one more. We have seen that update process window for logs update process contains copy to clipboard button. I would suggest adding it here as well.
You mean copy all the visible logs?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. If there's no more questions, I guess that's it.
Okay, thanks, Fabio. Then, Artem, what you can show us for point-in-time recovery for Mongo?
Yeah, well, I already made a presentation about backend stuff with API, but now I can show some fancy content. Well, actually, very little things added regarding scheduled backups, scheduled point-in-time recovery backups. Only one button actually, but let me show you limitations because it's probably most interesting part. Right now I have one scheduled backup for Mongo replica set. It's the point-in-time recovery. And here, if we go directly to the DBM2 output, we can see that there is several snapshots made, and also there is point-in-time recovery chunks that's actually streamed MongoDB uplog. So this backup is enabled, so it continuously collects uplog, and on the backup inventory, all these snapshots and all this stuff, it is actually only one artifact. So right now there is no way to restore from such backup. So probably it will be the next ticket. Support restoring, it will be a pretty big ticket because we need to take some code from PBM2 itself, code related to calculating time ranges. So this code will be or imported or just copy pasted from the PBM. First limitation: if you have enabled point-in-time recovery backup, you can't perform on-demand backups anymore for that service. So let's try. Let's try this location backup here. Yeah, and here we have an error message that well describes this limitation. Well, if you want to perform on-demand backups, you should disable your point-in-time recovery backup. Well, all these limitations we have from PBM2 itself because it can't handle multiple configurations. And right now, point-in-time recovery configuration enabled, and we can't interrupt it with some other configurations. Another limitation is you can't have any scheduled backup for that service either. So no snapshot backups, no No point-in-time recovery backups. Let's try error. Let's try full. Also error. So if you want, you can have snapshot backups, and you can have any type of snapshot backups on demand scheduled, or you can have only point-in-time recovery scheduled backup, and also you can have only one scheduled backups, scheduled backup per service. So let's try to disable this scheduled backup, and here on PBM we will see that for now is point-in-time recovery status is on, and it's it was disabled once we disabled our backup on the front end. So we tried this. So let's create another one scheduled backup demo, test location, and here is what has changed. Actually, the button that enables point-in-time recovery. Something like that. Shadow, it's enabled, and well, in something like in 10 when this backup will be triggered, it will take a snapshot, and in 10 minutes or something like this, it will collect a log. So unfortunately, it works not so fast. So I can show results a little bit later, or well, you saw my previous test backup. So that's how it works. Next thing, it will be support of restores, I hope.
But what we've got now, you can use the UI to schedule these backups, but then if you needed to, you could manually perform the restore. Right? Okay,
so
it's a usable artifact
tool directly.
Barrett, when you and I had spoke, this was the big thing, was being able to get these point-in-time recoverable backups. Is that still true?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So maybe you have some questions, Barrett.
No, I have to play with that.
Okay.
No questions right now.
All this stuff right now in QA state, and well, soon I hope in few days it will be merged. So almost done.
Artem, I have a question. Where are the notification, the error messages coming from? Is that the backend or?
Yeah, that's the backend.
Okay, so I think you and I can take it offline to improve the messaging a little bit.
Yeah, probably that was just my backender imagination with this text. So
no, that's cool. That's cool.
I'm pretty sure it can be better.
Yeah, just a few things.
Okay, Fabio, do you have anything to add here?
No, yeah, thanks, Artem. Because we and Artem talked, and the ESF is showing the UI because I couldn't make it because of the other feature, which has to be showcased locally as well. So yeah, that's it.
Okay, Maksym, tell us about enhancement to integrated alerting.
So yeah, not so much to show, but because this is currently in progress, but I'm finishing it, and everything I can show right now is just a couple of fields added. So this enhancement is about adding ability to specify not just file name of the certificate authority, certificate, or key file for webhook config when you use TLS, but also you can specify the actual content of these keys and certificates, and this gonna be used by alert manager to set up a connection. So this my changes just adds 3 new fields, which are certificate authority file content, also certificate file content, and key file content. And yeah, it's worth to mention also that This is important for installation of PMM for Docker, because in Docker you should manually somehow mount volume and include keys, and it can take a while, or it can be tricky for the users. So it is more easy to just specify the content via UI, and that's it. So we'll create these files on the backend side, and that's it. Yeah.
Any questions related to this? Then thanks, Maksym. And let's ask Carlos to tell us about CL role he's having right now.
I'm going to show you a test instead of stopping the exporter.
Yeah, tell us about the problem we're solving. And
the problem is that because on an error on the original implementation, the cluster role reported by Mongo exporter was always shared server. So if someone wanted to create a dashboard using only, for example, 4 config servers, it wasn't possible because the cluster role was reported always as a shared server. So I fixed that according to specifications, Akira specifications. And also now we have arbiters in our sandbox because we didn't have any arbiters, so it was not possible to test it. And now I'm going to show, as I said, the test to start 5 different servers to show the labels. We have the test. For MongoOS, it is reporting that MongoOS for a replica set of shared server, and arbiters, it is reporting shared server as expected. Config servers instead now are reporting config server. This is the correct value. Previously it was incorrect. And standalone instances are returning empty string. So you can use those labels, metrics, to use them in dashboards.
Any questions, guys? Then the last item, Tiago, DBaaS upgrade, DBs.
Hello. So
Hello.
in previous sprint reviews, we showed you how to update. We have the possibility to update operators to a new version. And right now we have the possibility to update the database version as well. So you can create a database with any version you like, and now you can update it as well. So as you see here, we're running MySQL 8.0.19, and we have this option of updating. And you'll see that it prompts me to confirm the update from 19 to 8.0.20. And right now the updates are incremental.
Wait, guys, how do you run MySQL in Kubernetes? We don't run MySQL in Kubernetes. We run Percona DB cluster in Kubernetes.
Yeah, we're updating the operator.
But there is no operator where what runs a MySQL server by itself.
Yeah, we have a naming inconsistency. It's not technically MySQL, it's PXC. That's all right. Make a note. We'll fix that.
Yeah. And right now the update is incremental because in the operator we can only update it incrementally. We cannot jump to the latest version. And after you hit update, you'll see that it shows us updating in the list, and you see a new version here. And yeah, we'll probably have to do some improvements on the naming here to have the correct naming and not confuse users.
And the compatibility matrix we are using, where we can find it? Is there in documentation somewhere?
You mean between PMM and the operator?
Yep.
I'm not sure if the operators team has that. I know it's available in the version service. I'm not sure if you have some documentation. Maybe Jan, have you seen some such documentation?
I have not. But if the question is on database version, it's based on what operators support.
Okay, I will have the chat with Roma about this, because I believe we should be more open with this compatibility stuff. Any questions related to this, guys? Any questions to PMM team overall about our plans, where we're going? Then, thanks for participation.